or tell Ukraine what to do. So here we have Ukraine, where we have the war in the third-year phase, thanks to the West, which had a coup in Ukraine in 2014, brought in also illegitimate government, which they then said it's legitimate, and started making anti-Russia out of Ukraine. And today we have over 1 million people dead from the Ukrainian army, mostly military-wise, and hundreds of thousands from the Russian side. So a lot of people dead. The war is still continuing. Nobody's talking about peace except just political slogans. And we had Russia over the last 10 years agreeing to have the Minsk Accords and Act, which Ukraine signed, Poroshenko signed, and Ukraine could have had Donbass back as an autonomy, and that would be no problem. But basically, it would be our territory. We would have this stop the civil war at that time, and there would be no this bloodshed today. But no, the Ukrainian government under American control and London control pushed this war further, didn't agree to the Minsk Accords. Russia again asked in December 2021, let's sign the NATO agreements. Let's rethink about the NATO agreements and think about Ukraine not joining NATO. The West said no. Ukraine is going to join into NATO, even though Ukraine is not in NATO. Nobody's letting Ukraine into NATO. So they're using Ukraine as a bait to continue this war and basically feeding Ukrainians lies. And then we had the Istanbul Accords, which also peace talks, which Ukraine also signed, and did not. Russia pulled out its army out of Kiev, and nobody basically went and worked on them. We could have stopped the war in 2022. So today, 2024, 2025 coming in, a new administration in Washington, which promised, and that's why I think Trump did win a lot, because the people want peace in the world, not only in America, but around the world. And Americans, first of all, want their country to stop financing this bloodshed in Eastern Europe. And Trump should stay to his word. He needs to understand he needs to build the right team around himself, not some people who hate Russia, Russophobes, or anybody like that. He needs to have a diplomatic corps around him, diplomats who can advise him on how to end it, because America is losing from this. America's economy is losing from this dramatically. Russia's economy is growing. Europe is destroyed.
Yeah.
German economy is growing 0%. 0% growth of German economy. One of the largest economies in the world has zero growth, and a lot of companies are just falling apart. Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW are moving to China, moving to the United States. America is happy with this, of course, because they need this to happen. But what Trump needs to do, first of all, before he even makes a phone call to Putin, if he is really serious to stop this war, he needs to get all these 16 intel agencies out of Ukraine, CIA, NSA, all of them. They're all there in Kiev. All of them are coordinating this war. Get them out of Ukraine. Get the foreign legionnaires who are fighting for the Ukrainian army out of them. There's more than 40,000 foreigners fighting for the Ukrainian army, and more than 15,000 of them are Americans, American citizens fighting on Ukrainian soil. Get them out of Ukraine, leave the embassy there, U.S. embassy, and then start peace negotiations. Then there will be no sabotage from the deep state within this process, and then he will show that and let Ukraine be more free in its process making, and because a lot of Ukrainians will oust Zelensky out. And this will make the start negotiations process with Moscow much, much easier. And I think that's what should be the first step. And so I've been talking about this for over a year. And Colonel Douglas Macgregor actually supported my words a couple of weeks ago and stated the same thing, that Trump needs to do this.